We just got a very strong sign that the Federal Reserve is going to make some big moves very soon. I want all of you back at home, XRP Army, to pay close attention to the news I have to share with you because when the Fed starts moving money around, especially when it comes to lending, it usually means a big rate cut is coming soon. I'm going to tell you all that and a lot more, including how I think this will affect the price of XRP. But first, I want to talk about how crazy things are between Trump and the Fed. Trump has been telling the same thing over and over again, putting more pressure on the Federal Reserve. He's not the only Republican doing this. Now Trump is saying that Jerome Powell, the chair of the Fed, should step down right away. Based on what the head of the FHFA says, he says that Congress should look into what the Fed chair is doing. He's passing these items around. He is basically telling Jerome Powell that he needs to lower rates right away or he will be kicked out. That's because of a lot of different things. First, I'd like to show you the rates set by central banks around the world. Switzerland's rate is 0.25, Japan's is 0.5, Denmark's is 1.75, the Eurozone's is around 2%, and Sweden's is 2.25. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see that the US has some of the highest rates in the world at 4.5. This is why a lot of people think the Federal Reserve is trying to hurt Trump publicly while he is president. And that's exactly what's going on here. Rates are going down because of this, and Trump keeps bringing this up. There is a note right here that lets you see this. Jerome, you're late again. You now and always cost the US a lot of money. The rate needs to go down a lot. A huge amount of money is being lost, and there isn't any inflation going on right now. That means they really have no choice but to do this, right? It looks like the Fed is taking a long time to do anything. They will be under more and more heat if they don't cut rates this month, right? Now, Secretary Scott Bessent is another person who has talked a lot about this. It's his job to find a new Fed chair to take over for Jerome Powell in the next few weeks. This is definitely something that needs to be done right away in the next few weeks. They said this on June 30, which is just 4 days ago. This is what Scott Bessent said right now. Summer is almost over, and it looks like July will be the month that Jerome Powell leaves. There's a new head of the Fed. Does that mean rates are going down right now? We're not sure. It's getting more and more likely that it will happen, but we don't know if it will happen this month or next. I think the Fed will lower rates very soon because they are currently doing one more thing that makes me think that. In 5 years, this is the first time the Fed has put $11 billion, 0 cents, into the overnight repo market. I think the last time I did something like this was in 2020. What does this mean? This means that there is less money available, interest rates are too high, and markets are beginning to show signs of weakness. The Fed gives money to the repo market, also known as the seizure market, when they need it, right? The sentence is right here for you to see. To keep short-term interest rates stable and make sure the banking system has enough cash, the Federal Reserve puts money into the repo market. The repo market is very important for the smooth running of the financial system. It is where banks and other financial institutions give and borrow short-term funds using securities like treasury bonds as collateral. When there isn't enough cash in circulation, interest rates on loans can go up, which can upset the balance of the economy. In this case, the Federal Reserve steps in and gives cash through buyback agreements, which are also called repos. They buy securities from banks with the promise to sell them back later, which is the same thing as loan money, aka printing money. They're giving these banks cash. It's now beginning. There hasn't been another time like this in 5 years. It's a lot of money, $11 billion, 0 cents. As a result, there are more reserves available, repo rates go down, and the federal funds rate, which is the Fed's main policy rate, stays in its goal range. For instance, when there wasn't enough cash on hand, like in September 2019, the Fed pumped billions into the markets to keep them quiet when repo rates went up. Because of the high demand for cash, people are beginning to want cash back, and the Fed will have to meet that desire. If they don't, things will go downhill quickly and badly over there. In some ways, what we're seeing here makes it look like they might have to give in very soon when it comes to the IDR market, right? Oh, and by the way, I'm really excited for the Fed to cut rates. It's been a long time coming. A 1% loan rate would be great. That would be really cool stuff. So what do I think will happen with XRP now that everything is over? This one goes on for a long time. Okay, you all know that I talk about M2 a lot on this show. If we go back about a year or 2 weeks, we can see that the crypto markets for cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin started to change a lot, right? Things start to move in a really big way. They'll go up a little with Bitcoin because Bitcoin kind of leads the market. Then they'll go up a lot more with a lot more volatility, but also a lot more to the upside. As the liquidity from whales who made money in Bitcoin and are now getting ready to make money in Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and other cryptocurrencies cycles down. This is pretty much how I see it, right? In July, our rate goes down. Basically, it means that the price of XRP will likely start to change a lot sometime in October. And by substantially, you understand that I mean new highs. I'm talking about going up to or above $3.00. If rates go down in August, we'll have to wait until November. So if rates go down in September, we'll be looking at December, right? That's why I believe no one knows for sure what will happen. I want to make clear, it is true that a number of people in the Federal Reserve chair are beginning to say that rates should be lowered. We know for sure that Trump is putting pressure on Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. But Jerome Powell has been very vague and unclear in his messages, so we don't know if it will happen this month or not. This is how we prepare, though. So that being said, let's say the Fed doesn't cut rates in July. What do you think? Rates don't go down, not even in August, which I don't think will happen. It might not happen in August, but I think it will. But this is the only place where you can regularly buy XRP for less than $2.00 per coin. Are you going to make the most of that chance? Do you say yes or no? As you can see, we dropped to 190. We fell all the way to 161 over here. There have been times when we were very close to $2.00, like right now. All these buy signs show that I am a buy all the time, right? And I'm making the most of this. We buy these lows and sell these highs. We buy lows and sell highs. We do it over and over. That's what my neighborhood is all about, guys. Protectors of crypto. That's how I've made 400% on my trades in some months. I know how to read the market and capitalize on these kinds of movements. I do this by trading some things long-term and others swing trading with maybe 1 to 2 week holding. As a result, I'm consistently doing really well. And you can join too. I'd love to have you on my Discord or Telegram. You can sign up for all of that great stuff by clicking on the links on my website, which are listed below. If you follow my 3-step process and send me your email address and exchange user ID after you've signed up and made a deposit on said exchange, you'll be able to follow me on Telegram and Discord, and you'll get a secret invitation in the form of a link to my premium groups. I hope to see you all there. Tell me what you thought of the movie I made today in the comments. Please click the like button and check out Crypto Crusaders while you're here. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.